My name is Sean Haley, otherwise known as Seanzo, and dang is it bright out. My name is Sean Haley, otherwise known as Seanzo, and I'm a competitive Super Smash Bros. Ultimate player. I'm also a competitive bodybuilder, leveling up gamers, young men, both alike. And today we're going over the one mindset trick that made me a competitive esports player. And this is something that I don't see anybody talking about. One of the best fighting game players of all time, Daigo Umuhara, actually came up with this tip, but everybody ignored it. I'm sure you might have even heard of the book that he wrote called The Will to Keep Winning. This one tip doesn't even just apply to gaming. This is what made me a competitive esports player. This is what made me incredible at Smash Bros. And get the physique that I have as well. And nobody's talking about it. It's something that everybody's looked over. Everybody just thought it was nothing, but this literally made me who I am today. This is what made me go pro in esports, and I'm gonna tell you exactly what it is. Okay, I'm gonna start this video off with a story. So for gamers, everybody wants to be the best. Everybody wants to be the #1 in the world. Everyone wants to be the Spargo. Everyone wants to be the MKLeo, some of the best Smash Bros. Player of all times, by the way. Everybody just wants to be the best. If you ask somebody, hey, what are your goals in video games? Oh, I want to be the best Valorant player. I want to be the best Smash Bros. Player. I want to be the best CSGO player. They just want to be the best. But when you really dig into what their goals are, they only have the end in mind. They don't have anything in between. They just want to get from point A to point B by any means necessary. All they want to do is reach their goal. And I was the same way. I wanted to be the one to be the best.
I am the chosen one.
I wanted to be the best in my state. I wanted to be the best in the world. I want to be the best in everything that I do. That's part of the problem though. Not that we want to be the best. Obviously that is our awesome end goal. You want to be #1 either in the world, whether it's beating your friends or just being the best in the game. But you want to be able to have in-between goals. The end goal should not be the result. The end goal should be the progress. And I've gone over this in my other videos, so definitely check them out after this one. But truthfully, if the end goal is your result, if your goal is the result of becoming the best, if you don't become the best or you don't get that result, you're gonna quit. And I'm sure everybody's experienced this. I'm actually gonna be able to take my sunglasses off now. If your end goal is the result of becoming the best, beating X player, beating whatever, and you don't reach that goal, you're gonna quit, just like that. And that's why the idea is that you wanna have progress as the goal, okay? Because when you have progress as the goal, it becomes not about getting the result. It doesn't become about the destination. Obviously, everybody knows the advice. Oh, it's not about the destination, it's about the journey along the way. But truthfully, the progress is what your results will come with, okay? If you prioritize the progress and you say, oh, I just want to get a little bit better, even if I lose this game, even if I don't bench 225, even if I don't get that result, progress is the goal, because the results will come. And this is really hard to understand. The wins, the results, the success will come, but you need to prioritize the progress. The progress needs to be your #1 priority and your #1 goal, because obviously the results will come, the success will come, the wins will come, but not if you don't prioritize the progress. The progress, what I mean by that is the skills you have as a human being. So for example, I want to bench 405 pounds natural, like body physique, like no steroids, like, right? Like, if I want to bench 405 pounds, and I don't reach 405, let's say I make it to 315 pounds, which is an incredible feat. Less than 1% of men worldwide can bench 315 pounds. But if I don't hit 405, I'm gonna quit before I even get there. Even if I work a little bit more, I keep hitting those PRs, those personal records, those personal bests, then I'm gonna quit. Even if I keep making that progress, I will quit. And that's even if it's subconscious, even if you go, no, like it's just part of the process. You're basically saying to your brain that you're failing. And that's not the message you want to send to your brain. A really great story for this is actually in Rocket League. It's basically soccer, but with cars, okay? And for the longest time, I'm not sure how it is right now, but back in my heyday in 2018, there was just a ranking system, but there was nothing to really grind for. So there was no like battle pass, there were like items, right? But you couldn't really grind for items in a very cohesive way. That didn't really make sense. So the grind, there was no point to the grind. People were complaining like, oh, why even play then if there's nothing to play for? The grind is the progress of your skill, the progress of your inner being, the skill you have as a player, how good you are at the game is the grind. The goal can be, I want to hit Supersonic Legend, which is like the top rank of the game, right? You're probably not going to hit Supersonic Legend immediately. You're not like a freak, you know? If the progress is the goal, you're gonna keep progressing because it's so easy to make progress. Truthfully, it is so easy to make progress. If you just walk in there, play the game for a bit, you're gonna get better. And then boom, you just hit your goal. You said, I wanna get better at Rocket League, okay? You're going to basically get in training mode, play for like an hour, okay? Or I wanna get stronger in the gym. Go to the gym for literally 1 week and you will get stronger. If you've never been in the gym before and you want to get stronger, you want the Shanzo physique, right? The goal shouldn't be the Shanzo physique. Obviously that's way in the distance, but the goal is progress, okay? Because it's almost impossible to fail progression, unless if you're royally messing it up. Like if you're doing push-ups, like with no hands, okay? Right? Progression is literally impossible to fail. All you have to do to progress is just do the thing. Doesn't matter how crap you do it, as long as you aren't injuring yourself. But as long as you're getting in there and doing the thing, you literally will always hit your goals. And remember, we talked about this. Progression, as long as you're progressing, eventually those results will come. The goal is progression. The goal isn't the results. Results come with progression. Progression is the goal. So go for the progression. It's not anything crazy. It's not anything life-changing, but you need to reframe what your goal is, okay? There's point A and there's point B, but in between, that's the progression. That's what the goal is. If the goal is the result and you fail at the result, no matter how hard you try, even if you become so much better, so much stronger, so much more attractive, so much better skill-wise or as a person or charismatic or any of your goals that you're trying to reach, you will not make it sometimes. Sometimes you just will fail. And to no fault of your own, just because that's not how life works. Just because I say I want to be the best esports player in the world doesn't mean I'm going to become the best like that. It takes progression. But progression is so easy to get. It's like literally any progression, just like 0.1% better every day, people say, right? But it's so easy to be 0.1% better. And if that's the goal, every day you're hitting your goals. Every day is a win. If you go to the gym and you walk for 20 minutes, that's your goal hit. You just progressed in the gym. You literally you lost weight. You lost weight because you burned calories. That is the progression. If your result you're trying to get is be below 180 pounds, right? And you walk in the gym for 3 weeks, but you weigh 200 pounds, you might not get to 180. You might not get to 185 pounds. The scale's gonna go down because you're getting more exercise, but it might not be 180. You'll get close. You might get like 190, 195. You might lose a couple pounds, right? Like that literally is what will happen if you do more exercise. But because the scale doesn't say 180, you're gonna quit. Because technically you didn't hit your goal. Your goal was 185, that's the result. But you just barely didn't hit it. So you're gonna quit and you're gonna rebound all the way back up to 250 pounds. It's as simple as that. When you do fail, you will quit. You will become so discouraged that you will quit. But if you make progression the goal, and when you progress every single day, just by getting in there and doing the hard work, especially when you don't want to, by just getting in there and doing the hard work, you are progressing and you are winning every single day. You're telling your brain, win, 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 win. And when you have a whole week, whole 7 days of winning, you want to keep going. Let's see, what looks better? I was wearing glasses in the beginning of the video because there was sun, but now we're kind of, what do you reckon, right? Or these, the aviators, right? The $3 sunglasses off of Temu, right? If you made it this far in the video, I want you to tell me which sunglasses look better. Personally, I think it's these. I think these are the D-bag look, but it's neither here nor there. I'm sure you guys have heard of the TV show called My 600 Pound Life.
They can't help me.
803.
As you guys know me, I'm Shanzo. I do competitive esports and also bodybuilding, so I'm very into both niches of the fitness industry and also the gaming industry. So My 600 Pound Life is basically about these people who are literally 600 pounds, right? And they go and they try to lose weight. So this doctor comes in and they go, hey, you're gonna have to do this exercise, you're gonna have to do this diet. And he basically forces them to lose weight and they make a whole TV show out of it, okay? Most of the time, they usually end up losing freaking, 300 pounds. Like they become 200 pounds, which is like, depending on the height of the person, might still be overweight. But going from 600 pounds to 200, even 300 pounds is an incredible difference. They're literally losing 300 pounds. Like that's more than anybody can even lift sometimes. But because their goal might have been 200 pounds, 300 pounds, whatever, and they were so far off of their goal, they get discouraged and they quit. And then they rebound all the way back up to 600, sometimes even more. And what's crazy is people in those shows where it's like, you've seen the shows like The Biggest Loser, My 600-Pound Life, they're all more or less the same show where they get people to lose weight, they make content off of it, and then they let them go back into the wild, like a Pokemon, right? Like you release them back into the wild and you go, all right, bye Gyarados. But then what's funny is they go back to these people a few years later and you'd think, oh, we really were a big help in their life. We got them to lose 300, 400 pounds and now they're a healthy person again. We really set them straight. We put them on the right track and like saved their life. And maybe they did for a little bit, but I'm sure you guys can tell what happens is when, even if they lose that weight, even if they come near their goal or they don't hit it, they get discouraged, they quit and they rebound all the way back. You can apply this to so many different things in life, whether it's gaming, whether it's fitness, whether it's school, anything in between. If you don't hit your goals, you'll get discouraged and gain 400 pounds. Quick tip also, if you're trying to lose 400 pounds, check the top link in the description. It's my school page. I go into fitness, I go into gaming, just a lot more in-depth autistic levels of information. Top link in the description, check that out. And again, if you guys liked today's video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff for the YouTube algorithm. And if you made it this far, let me know if you're a real one by putting your favorite animal emoji. Top link in the description is my school page. I go into a lot more in-depth information. If you like this kind of content, I got more of it in there. And like always, life is a dice roll. You just gotta roll the dice a hell of a lot more than everybody else. And I will see you all in the next video.